Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Criterion Connection. I am Wade,
And I am Joe.
and we are here to do a 2014 drama starring Juliette Binoche, directed by Olivier Assayas, or Saye, and the movie is Clouds of Sils Maria. And here we are. We are doing a nice little drama about an aging actress revisiting a role that made her famous, but it's not the role. I'm sorry, revisiting a project that made her famous, but she is doing the opposite role that she is used to. She is doing the older woman instead of the young woman, and it's kind of mirroring her own life and career. It also stars Kristen Stewart. She is the assistant Valentine, and has Chloe Grace Moretz, famous for Kick-Ass and Carrie. It was filmed in Switzerland, and it made me want to go to Switzerland.
Yeah, so it takes place kind of in the Alps. And Sils Maria is a particular area that has memories and fondness for Juliette Binoche's character. Because, I mean, this is actually, I think, at least the second movie we've reviewed where she plays an actress.
It's her specialty.
Yeah, I think so. Because she was in Three Colors Blue.
Yes.
She's the star.
Oh my gosh, yes. She's aged well.
Yeah, she's we've done a few of her movies in the last year. and again, knocks it out of the park.
Oh, definitely.
She's an amazing actress.
I will say I was not. I liked the film. I was not taken with the film. That makes sense. It didn't grasp me.
Same.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the craft.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the best possible way to put it that doesn't sound mean. It really doesn't reach out and grab you.
Yes.
Like some other movies do. But what it does, the times where it gets the closest to it is when they're rehearsing the scene.
Yes. Those are that's the biggest positive of this film I can say is those scenes with Kristen Stewart and Juliette Binoche where they're rehearsing a scene, but it also seems like
you never know if it's the scene or if it's them actually talking to each other.
Yes.
And that's what I really like. That I think is not just the main point of the movie, but it's such a well-crafted batch of scenes.
Yes, it's like if you had to encapsulate the movie and say this is what the movie, what the movie theme is, and all that. Those are the scenes I'd probably encapsulate.
The main plot is that Juliette Binoche became famous for playing this young seductress role in this play.
Secret.
Yeah, and like it launched her career with and this playwright that she had grown close with. You know, now we're 20 years later. The playwright had just passed away as she was going to accept an award for him, and come to find out that he had been working on a sequel that never got finished. And there's a great moment of revelation where they're like, yeah, but it's basically it's Sigrid like 20 years later, but she becomes Helena.
Yes.
And that's why her playing Helena in this new project from this other director is it kind of, she's really reluctant to do it because she doesn't want to accept that, because she always, as Sigrid as herself, she always pitied Helena. She always thought of Helena as a victim when she doesn't it takes that director and that conversation to point out they're the same character. That's why they fall in love. They have the same wound, as he puts it.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie is very well crafted. There's nothing really outstanding. Like, the cinematography is great. Like, the choice of shots and scenery that is great, but it's nothing that like stands out. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's
Yeah.
just high quality.
It's very high quality, very classy, very
Where the strength of this movie comes in the story and the Julia Binoche's performance as the actress, Kristen Stewart's performance as an actress, and then they're both kind of it wavers in between reality and that play.
Yeah.
Which is why she struggles so hard with it.
There was two things I noticed that I did make main notes of this because it was just kind of like you're watching it and then you're done.
Like, it doesn't grab you, but it doesn't let you wander off, really.
Yes.
It just kind of keeps you, and you follow the movie, and then it's done.
Yeah. This movie loves fade outs. I realized there's a lot of fade out transitions. I don't know if that's the choice or if that's just like something Editor likes to do. The only thing I could think of is like it fades out because time kind of it just slowly goes on. That's what I'm thinking that is, or they just love fade outs. I don't know.
I wonder when I think of plays like in theater, you have those passages of time, and in a film that would be shown as a fade out, and I wonder if it's just like kind of a callback to theater.
Yeah, like maybe it's like the curtains slowly closing for the next act. Know. That's a good idea. And then probably the weirdest scene was Kristen Stewart's character was in the fog vomiting.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really weird. Like
that was a fear scene in the middle of this movie.
Yeah, I was like, is this Silent Hill? What is going on here?
It took me a second. It caught me off guard, but it all makes sense when you think about it in their conversation. Kristen Stewart's like, I'm going to go meet Bert. And it's like the second or third time she does it, like on her own.
Yeah.
And Julia Binoche's character points out like how they're like in a relationship. And she's like, yeah, I think it's great, normally your relationships don't last so long and all that stuff. And I think it catches up with Kristen Stewart during the drive.
Yeah.
And she can't take it, and that's why she never meets him again.
Yeah. Or did she meet him in general the first time?
But yeah. I mean, it could be her hiding, like trying to run away from those kind of intricate feelings with Julia Binoche's character that she ends up developing.
Yeah. They develop this kind of tension of like a will they won't they kind of thing, and then Kristen Stewart just is out of the movie. She's gone. I guess she just went to Tokyo. I guess. I don't know. Also, we have to talk about Chloe Grace Moretz, because that's the thing they throw in like in the last act of the film.
That's when she shows up. Her character's talked about.
Yeah.
From the second act on, at least. Maybe even the first act.
Well, Klaus, the director, he was Klaus. Klaus. You know him, as Chloe would say in the interview. It's Klaus.
Yeah, where he plays this like Hollywood teen like celebrity that is rebelling against it.
Yeah.
But then see her in her first appearance in the movie, and she's completely different.
Yeah. she's completely like nice, and though I do think there's a little phoniness with her in that scene because she is overly complimenting Maria. Her name's Maria. Overly complimenting her.
Well, not just that. I mean, we see her first with that guy.
Yes, right? the writer.
Yeah. And like, you can tell that she isn't the way she's portrayed in the media.
Yes.
But again, like as you're saying, like she plays this very duplicitous role, or two-faced, I guess I should say. She's always putting up some sort of facade, so you don't really know who the real Joanna is.
Well, you kind of see her at the end, like when she's like, no
True.
one gives a crap about. She doesn't say crap. No one gives a crap about Helene or Helena. No one gives a crap about her. Just like, oh, geez, way to be like so mean to your idol.
But again, that's how Maria felt. It's almost like repeating history, or just kind of cyclical nature of things.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what makes the movie worth watching.
Yeah. Also,
That's
it's
why it's
like,
on the Criterion Collection, because
yeah,
it thinks that far deep and pulls it off.
like overall, it was not a watch that I'm like, oh, I hate it. It was 2 hours. It was fine. 2 hours didn't really drag. It just had a pace and you just went with the ride. So, Joe, would you recommend this movie to anyone, any new listeners, new audience? Would you
I would.
recommend this?
I would recommend it. It's not like a 5-star drop everything and watch it now, but it's easily a 3.5, 4-star out of 5 movie. It's very good, and I know it's weird that we talk about it kind of in this drab, nonchalant manner, but it's a very, very good, very thoughtful movie.
I would also recommend it. It's one of those things. I'd not say it's a must-watch like Seven Samurai is, or we did Rashomon recently. I'd say those are most watches, like must-watches. This one's like you could probably go on Letterboxd and put it in your watch list of hundreds of movies, and I eventually watch it down the road. You could always do that if you wanted to. It's on the Criterion channel. I mean,
But
definitely
that's the
worth
thing.
put watch list.
It
Yeah.
is a very good movie, and we both recommend it.
Yes. Speaking of Letterboxd, if you go on Letterboxd, I forgot to mention, this has been in like for a couple weeks now. Letterboxd, if you go search lists, there is a Criterion Connection list of all the movies we have done. I think it is missing one movie. I forget what it is, but there's one movie that was just not on Letterboxd for some reason. But all of our movies are there. So in case you're just scrolling through, you can just go on Letterboxd list, follow it, like it, and stuff like that, and just go through all the movies. These are all the movies we've covered, including this one. So do that.
It's always what I find fun is finding those lists, and like you have it as like fade watch movies.
Yes.
And that way you can almost make it a checklist.
Yes. Well, I have that for mine, and looking at the Criterion Connection list, all mine are checked out. So that's 100%. I rule. But you could rule too by doing that and then watching the movie and then watching the Criterion Connection review, or watch the review and then watch the movie, whichever you prefer. And speaking of that, you can subscribe, like, share, comment on this. Tell us, is there another movie that we need to do? I know that there's a Personal Shopper with Kristen Stewart. Let us know in the comment section below. And until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we will see you later.